All right, Rock Addicts, this is DJ REM, and I have Michael from the band Born Broken on the line. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. You, man?
I'm doing very well. Why don't you start by introducing yourself and the other members of the band that are not with us today, if you don't mind?
No problem. My name is Mike. If you'd like to go by last name too, it's Decker. I play the lead guitar in Born Broken. We got Simon Savard, who plays rhythm guitar. Joe Menard on drums, we got Tommy Villancora on bass, and our newly acquired singer, Matt Bailey, ex-The Catalyst, vocals.
Very cool. And how long has Born Broken been around as a band?
Since about September 2008, so what are we going now? Does that actually make it officially 5 years?
Yeah, definitely. Very cool.
After that, woo-hoo, 5 years. Woo, yay, I could find colored balloons. Right on, all right.
Very good, man. So what do you guys have going on right now? What do you guys have lined up for shows and stuff? What's going on with the band?
Shows, we got, we're not actually doing too many shows. We're opening up for Sworn Enemy October 4th up here. And basically after that, we're going to try and sit back and go back into the studio there because we got a new singer and we need to put some new stuff out because we just signed with a new U.S. management company, CB Entertainment, out of Ohio, and that's sort of the pressing thing now is to get new material out and try and see what we can do to get a booking agent and a label to hit us up,
Yeah, very cool. Best of luck with all of that as well. And so obviously I'm assuming the music I currently have then is with the old singer then.
Yes, it's with Jesus. Yes.
Okay. So is it still cool to play the old stuff?
Oh, very cool. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
Of course. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's a very it's who we are. You know what I mean. That's not going to change ever. That's Born Broken. That's what was the birth of the broken. So you know what I mean. It's part of us. It's our music. It's what we've been doing, striving, our passion. We've been living, breathing, eating, shitting it for the past 5 years.
Right.
So it's never going to leave us at all.
Okay, very cool. So what got this band started back, 5 years ago? How did Born Broken come to be?
It's all pretty much started. Simon and Tommy, they've been childhood friends for the longest of time. They grew up on the South Shore here in Montreal, and they basically were jamming there, whatever else, and a mutual friend of us and theirs. They were looking for another guitarist, and my name came up, and I wasn't really actually doing anything. I was sort of taking a small hiatus from the music scene. They called me up, and went and saw them, and everything was cool. Liked the style, liked the guys, their attitude, the whole thing. They kind of were the same sort of attitude as me, and kind of worked from there. Got pulled in my old drummer at the time being, which wasn't Joe, but pulled in another drummer friend of mine, and away we went. Then auditioned singers, and then auditioned singers, and then auditioned singers, and then auditioned singers, and then auditioned singers again, until finally we found a singer, and was like, great, now we're going to go into the studio, and then had to audition drummers, because my drummer at the time being couldn't stay in the band. So then it was like, then we got a session, new drummer, and it was just crazy, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, having a band is definitely a lot of work,
Very much so, very much so. If everybody thinks that it's just, you know what I mean, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, wait until they get the paperwork of having to register your songs with SOCAN and BMI and ASCAP and making sure that all the dots are crossed and the, you know what I mean, or the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted and stuff, because it's, there's so much to do, updating all the websites, all the blogs, all the, crazy. It's a job in itself.
Trust me, I know the feeling, because the stuff I do is another job in itself too. So, and you guys have, obviously you guys have a lot more to it than what I do. So, you guys definitely.
I'm not sure of that. You basically run the same sort of thing as us, except you're not playing your music, you're playing other people's.
This is true, correct.
So you know what I mean? So it's exactly the same thing. It's much work, if not more. Because you got to learn about us, you got to find out about us. we don't have to do that. All we got to do is answer questions, so.
Now, well, you know what? One of the DJs at the station, I think he hit the nail on the head the other day when we were me and him were talking, and he said, he said being a DJ and playing these bands' music, and his comment was, if I'm not working harder than the band, I'm not doing my job. So that's kind of our philosophy. So
yeah, it's true. You know what I mean? You gotta know. You know what I mean? You gotta know every single band, not just one band.
It definitely gets overwhelming sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sure it is. So we all thank you.
No problem. No problem. You guys, just the first time I heard your music, I was like, oh my God, these guys kick ass, and instantly was playing you guys on my show. So that's kind of how it worked for me.
Very much, thank you. Yeah, this is I think the first album, personally for me, that I sort of had no expectations on. It was just, okay, what are we gonna do? Let's just write songs and write songs sort of for us, and let's see the way things go, and let's see what comes out. And if a song doesn't work, we don't force it. We just go on to something else, and then we'll find the final riff for that song and this and that. But it seemed that most of the songs really just flowed out. There was like one or two songs that we kind of got stuck on, but the rest pretty much just flowed.
So that actually leads me to the next question. So with this current album that's out right now, how long from when you guys first started writing material for it to actually getting it produced in the studio, how long that whole process take for you guys?
The first song, which is actually Birth of the Broken, that we ever wrote, was back in 2008, really. So, you're looking 5 years there for that song. But that song was written without lyrics, so it was just basically there. And the last song, we were in studio there with that thing for 2 years. And then it was a year to finish up the concept, the comic book inside of it, to get all of it printed and stamped and the whole thing and done and manufactured. So it was basically 2 years really of recording it. So we had most of the songs already written 3 years ago. So but because we were an unsigned band, a first-time band, we wanted to make sure that this thing came out right, because we have one chance, to make a first impression. And it's us, you know what I mean? And if I don't put every single last thing of our music, or if we don't do it, well then what do we think of ourselves? So we made sure that this thing was exactly what we wanted out.
Very cool. Well, it definitely came out well in my opinion. So yeah. So what recording studio did you guys use for this?
We actually recorded with Matthew Marcotte from Augury and Humanoid. I don't know if you know if you've heard of his band at all?
I don't think so.
Okay, Augury signed the Nuclear Blast up here, and he's actually been recording a bunch of local Montreal acts along with Chris Donaldson from Cryptopsy.
Okay, very cool. Yep, I play those guys.
Yeah, so Matthew heard us at one of the shows and approached us and said, hey, you know what I mean? It'd be cool. You guys are sounding good, whatever else. We really weren't looking to go into the studio yet, but it was like, you know what? Yeah, okay, let's just, the opportunity approached us, and away we went. So it took so long in the studio for one reason is we changed vocalist right in the middle of the studio. That's where we found Jesus. So the whole recording took an extra almost 10 months extra because we had to relearn lyrics,
right,
redo tracks, we had to redo all kinds of things. So he recorded it. So we had a guy named Hugues Delardier do the mastering, some of the final mixing too, and it was Chris Donaldson from Cryptopsy who did the reamping of all the guitars and stuff. And that's basically it. And then we did the manufacturing ourselves. We had a friend of ours press the discs, and I manufactured it at my office, and we all sat together and put them all together.
Very cool. So see, more hard work.
Oh yeah, no. The amount of hours that we put into this thing, sitting around the kitchen table, peeling stickers, putting together the books, sealing things. You know what I mean? Heat sealing them in plastic. The hours. It's.
Yeah. But you know what? I mean, being able to have that product now and get it out to the fans, and that's got to be an amazing thing. So.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, of course it is. It's, you know what I mean? It's like a child. You know what I mean? You're letting it go out into, there we go, into kindergarten.
Right.
First day you let it to go to school, and you're sitting there and you're crying in the tears, and you're by the fence, and you're going, it's okay, go out in the world, you're going to be safe, and you're putting it into other people's hands, and you're letting them make judgments now upon work that you've done. So it's a bit radical, I guess, but that's the way it is. But a lot of the responses coming back are very positive. So we're very happy about that.
Yep, very good. So what's how often does the band get together and practice? I mean, how often is that something you guys need to do?
Oh yes, always. Every band, in my opinion, needs to practice. You can easily forget a riff, or easily get stale on things. You know what I mean? You always got to keep on playing that stuff, because it's always got to be tight. Live shows got to be worked on constantly. You know what I mean? You got to keep things fresh.
Right.
Especially because if someone's coming out to see you, if fans coming out to see you 2-3 times, they don't want to know. Oh, guess what? They're about to just break down now, and look at it. They're about to do their trademark spin or whatever else. Oh, look, he's about to shoot confetti out of his ass now. It's you got to keep things fresh and new constantly. So constantly working on stuff. We practice easily three times a week. You know what I mean? Sometimes 2, sometimes 1, but we like to try and keep it around 2-3 times a week.
Okay, very good. So what this is a question specifically for you. What influences have you had in your life that got you into music and made you want to do something like this?
Sorry there. I want to be a rock star. Come on, who doesn't want to be a rock star? To put it bluntly, no. Influences in my life, I have to put it a lot to my uncle who lived in Brooklyn, and who was a very outgoing type of guy. Was an artist, painter, architect, the whole thing, and really lived his life free and wild and stuff. And really said, you know what, you got to live your life on the line a bit. You got to keep things fresh and stuff. And he always had guitars around his place, and I'd always look at his music collection and my parents and stuff, and it was, you know what I mean, Supertramp, Kiss, J.J. Kyle, Cream, Zeppelin, Queen, all these bands, Styx, Jethro Tull, and these are bands that, you know what I mean, when like listening to them now were very powerful back then. And so growing up there with that, instead of growing up with tick tock, here's my clock, la la la, it really made a big impression on me. Okay,
very good. Props to the uncle, man.
Yeah. Oh no. Very much. Very much so. Is I don't see him too much now. You know what I mean? He's got his own life and kids, and they're whatever else. But it doesn't take much to make a first impression, and that's why I say, you know what I mean? First impressions are everlasting, and they're really important. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, very cool. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that.
No problem.
So. How so this band has been going for 5 years. Has this been a tough thing? I mean, have you guys had to make a lot of sacrifices to keep this going?
I've been playing music professionally since the age of 17. And I'm personally one of the older guys there in the band. I'm 41. Sounds kind of crazy and stuff, but music's been my life through and through. That's why I say when I eat, sleep, and shit music, I physically do. Everything I do basically revolves around music. I have a wife who's very much into music too. I have my 2 kids who are devoted to me that are into music too, very much into their education, but listen to Sepultura, Slipknot, Chimera, Emure, all the heavy stuff too. But then they'll listen to other stuff. For me personally, it's not a sacrifice. It's a pleasure, to play music and to make other people smile, to make other people thrash out in front of me, to give them that release. It's an honor, should I say, more than a sacrifice. To the rest of the guys, I don't think it's a sacrifice either. I think it's something that they've wanted to do all their lives too. You know, most of them it's their first release, and to them it's what they wanted to do. So I don't think if you're really playing music and you're really playing metal, if you're in it to really make a buck, well then you're in it for the wrong reason.
Very good, man. You gave me the answer I was hoping for, so that's awesome. Because when I talk to bands, I can really tell when people are true musicians. Because when I ask that question, they don't tell me, oh, it's so hard. They tell me this is what I do. This is why, and it's why I do it, because I love it. So.
Oh yeah, true. Trust me, yeah. Of course, things are hard. You know what I mean? It's of course you get mad at your bandmates. You have squabbles. You have that. You know what I mean? But it's a family.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Every family fights. Every family gets through the fight. Every family complains about money. Every family complains about where they're moving to, or the fact that they got to do this, or whatever. You know, it's part of the game, I guess. You know.
Well, it don't matter, and it doesn't matter what your occupation is. I mean, that's life, man. You know.
Oh yeah, it's true. You know what I mean? If you're a doctor, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? If you're an accountant, it's the same thing. If you're a gas attendant, it's the same thing. So.
Exactly. Okay, so how did you guys come up with the name of the band? Where did that come from?
We had lots of ideas for names of bands, but Born Broken actually came up at our third practice. You know what I mean? Like right away from being in multiple bands or there, whatever else, and being in marketing and whatever else. It was, let's find a name for a band. Like, we haven't even been together for like a week or 2 weeks. It's like, let's find a name for the band. Let's get the logos. Let's market it. Let's set up the website. Let's blah blah blah, whatever else. You know, and we just kind of came up there with the name. Our mutual friend at the time, Justin, basically was basically kind of just said it out. Yo, Born Broken, in like a sort of like a rap style way. You know what I mean? Yo, what's up? We're Born Broken. And I was like, motherfucker, that's it.
Right? Cool.
Exactly. That's exactly what we are. We are born broken, especially in this world. You know what I mean? There's no way that anybody can come into this world saying, you know what, we are perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's for sure.
There's no way. Right away, you're born into a shit full of problems. You know what I mean? You have to dig your way out. So, and we're always striving to dig our way out of shit. And so it just seemed to fit. You know what I mean? With the kids. Even way back when, it's always been that eternal struggle. So it just worked, you know. It just seemed to work.
Right. Okay. Very good, man. So here's a good chance for a good in the middle of the interview to plug the band. Where's a good place for people to go online to find out more about you guys? What social networking and websites and stuff do you guys use?
You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/bornbroken. You can hear our music at Bandcamp, which is bornbroken.bandcamp.com. That's where you could also buy the CD online. You can hit us up at iTunes too if you want to get it that way. Digitally, you can hit us up Reverb Nation. You can hear us on SoundCloud. The album's streaming on SoundCloud. The website's up, but it's not really up. That's brokenmusic.ca. So it's there, but it's a work in progress. It's one of my last things that I'm sort of working on with everything else. It's kind of gets pushed to the side all the time because we have all these other, social networks that we update and stuff. So
right.
Oh, you can hit us up on Twitter. Twitter, we all have our Twitter account, so it's twitter.com/bornbroken, or for me it's twitter.com/bornbrokenmike. There's Born Broken Matt. We're going to have them all up soon, Born Broken Simon, Born Broken Tommy, Born Broken Joe, so all of them there.
Okay, very good. And make sure that when the website's done, make sure you post the link on my Facebook page and such too, so I can help promote it for you guys.
Yeah, well, we post all of our interviews and stuff. We post them all on Facebook and all through blogs and stuff and this and that. We make sure that it's going everywhere,
Yep. Very good. And I do as well, so it's a good mutual thing we got there.
Well, you know what? You have to push. You have to promote it. Bands think that just as soon as their album's out, that's it. Forget about it, you know what I mean? You got to keep on pushing, and you know what I mean? And pushing doesn't come at pushing comes at a cost too, Like sometimes you gotta got to pay promoters. You know what I mean? You got to pay PR guys. You got to sit here on Sunday mornings and talk to people like you. You know, we just got to do it. You know, keep on pushing, keep on pushing.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely have to, to work hard at it. And it's one of the things that, in some, I can tell on my, because like I said at the beginning, I put these interviews on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I can tell whether the band is promoting it or not, because a band that promotes the interview, will have a couple hundred views easy.
Yeah.
And a band that doesn't promote it, might have 10. And I'm like, why did you waste your time with me?
Yeah, I know.
So, always boggles my mind.
Well, you know what? Again, there's bands that want it, and there's bands that expect it.
Right.
And,
Yep.
And, you know what I mean? Failure in succeeding is not failing enough. You know what I mean? You gotta, for every failure, there's another step. There's another lesson to be learned, and you got to keep on pushing. You got to keep on pushing. Got to keep on pushing. And even after you succeed on one step, there's always another step that you have to climb. There's always another stair. There's always another level. You know what I mean? There's never a top, and just got to keep on pushing.
Yeah, I mean, you can't stop. It's just you got to keep. Yeah, definitely. Just like you said, you got to keep pushing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Got to keep pushing.
Okay, so you've mentioned that you have a new singer, so you need to get in and record some new stuff with him. What else do you guys have going on? I mean, what kind of goals do you guys have for the band here?
Right now, it's we're trying to get like I said, we just started with CB Entertainment, which is we're basically on his new roster, and we're trying to get trying to bump up the likes there everywhere on Facebook and all of our social sites. You know what I mean? Because the more we bump, the more we post, the more it gets spread out. You know what I mean? And we need we need a lot of organic views and stuff so that people can actually see us. And we just got to get the name out there a lot more. Getting it more out stateside. Canada, we're good in our area and this and that, but of course we need to push harder. You know what I mean? But in the States, it's 10 to 1. For every metalhead up here, there's 10 in the States. So that's basically our next goal is to push it harder down there in the States. That's why we opted out to go with the U.S. management main company.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you got to go where the fan base is.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Especially for a young up and coming band, you gotta push. You gotta push. And again, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna stop on that push thing. You got to keep on going. And so get people to like our Facebook page, get people to listen to our music, get people to buy our stuff, get people to play our stuff so that we see the hits up, and that's what people want to see. That's what labels want to see and stuff.
Exactly. Okay, so here's a question specifically for you again, and more of like a personal question.
Uh-huh.
If I grabbed your iPod, your MP3 player, however you like to listen to music, what bands would I find you listening to right now?
Right now on my iPhone, you wouldn't find too much because I have no space, so I have to take out my back because I have too many fucking apps. But no, I listen to right now. I'm listening to Bleed From Within.
Very good.
I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Yep.
I listen to them. I'm listening to Emer a lot. I listen to Die Hard Is Murder. I'm listening to right now the new Leaders album. What else do I got in here? I constantly have Whitechapel in my playlist. But then, you know what I mean? Personally, I listen to all kinds of music. Oh, I'm listening to Those Who Fear also, the new Those Who Fear. Really, really good album. So that's what I'm basically listening to a lot right now.
Yeah, very good. I'm glad to hear that you listen to lots of different kinds of music. That's a good thing.
Yeah, of course. You can't just listen to the type of music that you're in, or else you're going to sound like a cookie cutter band.
Exactly.
You got to listen to all kinds of stuff,
Yeah. Have you heard the new Devil Driver album yet?
Yes, I have.
It is amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really good. They've never been one of my staples, but they're one of my singer staples.
Right.
And Matt, I should say my singer. I should say our singer. And yeah, so he really likes them a lot.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're not practicing and doing all this stuff with music, what do you like to do to relax? Is there any crazy hobbies or anything you like to do to kind of unwind?
I go to grocery stores and I read ingredients of labels.
Oh yeah.
While I'm pushing the cart for my wife who's buying the groceries. Well, what do I do to unwind? I play PS3. I share the experiences of my daughters. There's not too much time left, really. I'm really doing a lot of stuff there as a band, but sitting back with my wife by the fire, there in the backyard, by the fire pit, relaxing, of course, making fire, right?
You can't beat fire, man.
Right? What a metalhead thing to do. Make the fire, make the flames higher, yeah.
Exactly.
And spending time there with the family.
Very good, very good.
Well, I always come up there with that new idea, that new catchphrase all the time, so trying to do that too. Just watching movies and stuff and going like, oh yeah, that'd be cool, or oh that'd be cool, or oh that'd be so metal. Being the cliche kind of metalhead too sometimes is fun.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. For sure. Okay, so what sets you guys apart from all the other bands out there trying to do similar things like you guys? Why should people, when you guys have live shows, come to your shows? Why should people check out your music? What are they going to get? What kind of experience are they going to get from you guys?
I'm not a type of person to toot my horn. I used to be that way, and karma bites you really, really hard there in the butt. So I'm not going to toot our own horn. I'm just going to basically say that when we're on stage, we're giving every last single bit of us, whether there's 2 people in front of us or whether there's 1,000 people in front of us. We're playing for the people. We're playing for us too on stage because what we dream about doing and about what we love to do. But we're just giving it all that we can. We're being as real as we can on stage, and we want the audience to be as real as they can too. Give every last single bit of them. You know what I mean? Wall of death, circle pit. Here we go. Thrash it up. You know what I mean? If you bleed at our shows, well, you know what I mean? Then it was a good show.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you leave fully unscathed, not even sweating, but you loved it, well then, you know what I mean? You enjoyed our show. So, but that's basically it. We're just real on stage. We try and act as a band. We try and give you a performance, a set, not something where you got to wait 5 minutes between each song. You're seeing like a performance act, like you're going to go see, well, not like a movie. There's no like choreographed stuff like Steel Panther, you know what I mean? But it's very, very straightforward, you know what I mean? Here's our music, this is the way we are, you know what I mean? Bang, we start, bang, we end, thank you, good night, and that's it. Buy our merch. We're sitting over there.
Very good. Well, everybody listen to this interview. If you see or hear of Born Broken in your area, I encourage you to go see them, go support the band, and buy their merch. This stuff these guys do is not free, and it costs a lot of money. So
yeah, that's what we're actually trying to do now. We're trying to get stateside, hopefully by next summer. That's what we're trying to do.
Well, I wish you best of luck with that as well.
Yeah, we get around the Columbus, Ohio area. You're not that far away from that sort of area. So if we do a northeast tour, I'm sure we'll be around your area. So
yeah. Well, if you come to Michigan, let me know, or let me know when if you know you're coming to Michigan, so I can try to make plans.
Perfect.
Definitely. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to tell the world and everybody that'll hear this interview? Anything I haven't asked you want to make sure people know about?
Like I said, you know what I mean? Support your unsigned bands. Support your local talent. There's tons of bands in your area that need your help just as much as we need our help. Go out, pay that $10 for the ticket that they're charging. Don't think that they're not worth it. It's very, very important to them. Even that $10 ticket, they're probably only getting $1 off the ticket. You know what I mean? Buy their merch. Even though they played last week and they're playing this week again, go out and see them again. Be as real as you can with them, because every person counts. Every fan counts at this stage of the game. not just for us. That's for any local act. You know what I mean? And if you're friends there with these bands, they need you more than ever. You know what I mean? Like a friend needs your back to help you move. Well, we need you to come out and support us there at shows. You know what I mean? Be that face in the crowd. You know what I mean? Make us feel that what we're doing is for a purpose. You know, and that's basically it.
Okay, very good. Well, I can't agree with you more on all those points. So I hope people listen to that.
Sounds good, man. Listen, I just want to say thank you very much for having us on at this hour there in the morning, while most musicians are still dreaming in La La Land. I'm sitting here talking to you.
Yeah, and I appreciate you calling me and taking the time out of your day and away from your family and all that stuff. So definitely.
Anytime, man. My family fully understands. I'm very blessed in that sense. They support me and they support my cause 100% and are behind me. I'm one of the lucky few that actually gets the ability to do this and have a family that backs me.
Right. Then that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'm blessed in that sense, should I say.
So the last thing I'd like to get from you is if you wouldn't mind making a couple of radio tags for me, I would appreciate it.
Sure.
So the first one you can say, this is Mike from the band Born Broken, or however you want to say it, and you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
Yo, what's up? This is Mike Decker from Born Broken, and you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
Okay, perfect. And then one more, if you don't mind, and you can exact same thing, but throw in there that you're listening to DJ REM at Rock Addict Radio.
Okay. Yo, what's up? This is Mike Decker from Born Broken, and you're listening to DJ REM at rockaddictradio.com. Horns up, motherfucker.
Okay, well, thanks again for calling in, and we'll keep playing your tunes, and I'll keep playing your tracks on my show, and we'll do our little part to help you guys out.
Cool.
Okay, well, take care, man.
You too, eh? I appreciate it again. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, thank you. Bye.